YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Lake Face. Thank you for tuning back into another video. If you're new to my channel, please smash that subscribe button. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to take down a mini fro into a wave cut. So right here I got a number 2 guard on. I'm using Babyliss Gold FXs, and I'm just taking this hair down to a number 2 just to give myself some room to work with. I didn't know if he had callus or what, so I took it down with a higher guard. I know that I'm going to take it down a lot farther than this, but well, not a lot farther, but I wanted to be careful first. So now that I've taken it down to number 2 and I've got it all cut short, I'm going to comb it out and stretch everything forward. Y'all see my shirt, that says Fear God in Hebrew. That is my brand. If you see the back of the shirt, that's my logo. It's always Advanced Clothing. Come shop with me, you know what I'm saying? Go to my page, go to my Instagram, @LakeFades. Click on my bio and you'll see Always Advanced Clothing. But my website's not up right now, so if anything, just DM me. But right here, I'm just taking it down with the number 1.5, getting everything laid down how I want it. So right here, I'm just taking everything down with the 1.5, getting it laid down how I want to. Just getting ready to set in this face. So y'all know Corona is crazy, so I had to tie him up like a Ninja Turtle. But so I set this guideline in, I set my bald line in with my Flash FXs or my non-zero gap trimmer. Then I come in with my zero gap trimmer and I take it low as possible. Obviously not as low as possible because I could have came in with a shaver, but I don't put it on anyone unless they ask for it, just because I don't want to irritate nobody's skin, especially this is the first time that I had cut them. So right here, I'm establishing my guideline by coming in with my blade open and flicking out. And then after I flick out, then I lay my blade flat and I go all the way up to the guideline that we just established, all the way to the top of it. After I go all the way to the top of the guideline, that's when I close my clipper halfway and go halfway down the guideline. Then once I do that, I close the clipper all the way and go to the bottom of the guideline and take it out completely. I just pull the fade together. It's like an up to down fade, if that makes sense. Okay, so right here I got the number 1 guard on, and I'm going to establish the guideline once again by flicking out. And then once I flick out, once I've got the hair out of the way and the bulk out of the way, then I'm going to come back with my blade flat and lay my blade flat and get all the hairs to my one desired length of that number 1 open. After I've done that, after I've got that done, that's when I close the clipper halfway and go halfway down that guideline. Then I close it once I've went over that a couple times, and I continue to brush, continue to go over it a couple times just so you know you have everything the length that you want it. That's when I close the blade all the way and I go to the bottom of the guideline. And from the blade open to the 1, 9 heads out of 10, if the line is not going to get taken out, that's when you come in with the zero guard. To me, I look at the zero guard and use a eraser. I don't set guidelines in with it. I just come and take the guideline out. I take a line out with it. So it's like your eraser. If you draw something, then you come and you erase it. So I erase the line with the zero guard. So I really go open halfway and closed, but I do a lot of corner work with my zero guard. Probably 80% of the time I'm using a zero guard, I'm just using my corner. I never really lay my blade flat with the zero guard, just corner work mostly. So right here I come in with the number 2 guard and I got the blade closed because I know I came down with the 1.5, so this 2 is going to blend perfect into that 1.5. Especially that his hair, we didn't wash it or nothing, we just cut it down. So we're going to have to continue to brush to get it to come down together. So now I'm just coming in with my 1.5 and I'm just going to go open halfway and close and just pull this fade together fully.
No meat, just out.
Here it wasn't blending out of the way, so I like to come in and soften it up a little more with my number 1 guard on and close it open and close it. I probably started with the open, went to the top where I left off with the 1.5 closed, and then slowly close it and move down. It helps it to blend a lot easier into the fade, if that makes sense. So it allows me to come in and just get a better transition right here as I'm coming and I'm going back up. It like softens it, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does make sense. Y'all see I'm using a lot of my corners there too. So right here, I just set my guideline in once again, soft trimmer, set it in, come back on with my zero gap trimmer. And I had suggested a high taper, but let me explain this first. Okay, so I'm establishing my guideline by setting it in, flicking out. Then I'm gonna come in and lay my blade flat with my blade open still, going up to the top of the guideline we established. Then I'm gonna go halfway down the guideline. Then I'm gonna close it all the way and tap the bottom of the guideline out. Y'all, this is my first video that I'm dropping. This is the first video that I took at Groom Theory Lounge. So this is the first one that I'm dropping, and I'm excited because this might be like 7 months old, but we're into the new stuff now, so I'm excited about that. So right here, I got the number 1 guard on once again, and to establish a guideline, I go up with the blade open, flicking out. Then I keep the blade open, but I lay my blade flat, get all the hairs one desired length. Then I do the same thing, open halfway, close, slowly move down, come in with my zero guard, use a lot of corner work, and just blend that line out from the blade open to the 1 closed. Then I'm gonna come in with the 2 and just blend that in, then come back in with my 1.5 and just do like open halfway and closed and take the line out into the bolt. It would have been a lot easier also, but like I said, we cut his hair down from, y'all saw we cut it down from, and we didn't wash it. So that plays a big, the wash plays a big part, because if you wash it, you're able to stretch the hair forward a lot easier, and you're able to pull everything and get everything in position. Because this hair is so used to growing up that once you cut it down, if you don't do nothing else, if you don't wash it, you're gonna have to just fight with it a little more. So right here for his beard, I start with the number 2. I go just down a little bit with and then I come up against the grain. And now it's just the same thing except for the opposite. So I go blade open, and then as I close the blade, instead of moving down, I move up. And y'all see when I'm just up there working in that taper area, that I'm just doing some detail work on some dark spots that I see. If I already have my blade just open already, why not go ahead and just detail out a little more. So right here, I've got my number 1.5, and I'm going right up under where I left off with that 2. Like I said, instead of when I close the clipper, instead of moving down, I move up. Same thing with 1, same thing with the zero guard. So now to tap this lineup in, I'm just gonna tap the back of his beard. I'm gonna keep it real full, real thick, and real natural, and just make sure that I go over multiple times just to get the loose hanging hairs, just so it's crispy as possible and it's solidified. So it's gonna be the same thing with this, with the slants in the back. I'm gonna tap them in, keep them full and thick as possible, keep them natural as possible. Once I get to the top around his ear, I'm gonna use the corner of my blade and curve around his ear and keep it natural as possible, make it fit the shape of his head and make it fit the shape of his ear. Everybody's is gonna be different. Everybody's neckline is gonna be different, just like the line is gonna be different. So same thing with this side. I'm just gonna keep it natural as possible. I'm gonna tap it in, and I'm gonna move around his ear, and I'm gonna continue to brush, continue to solidify this lineup. When I say solidify, I mean, okay, I got it crispy. Now I'm gonna brush it down a couple times, and instead of digging into it, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tap any overhanging hairs, so that no matter which way that the client brushes, his lineup is solidified, as in it's still clean. He can brush his hair any way. He can brush his hair up, he can brush his hair sideways, he can brush it straight down, and the lineup is clean. Like, I did what I was supposed to do. I gave the client the longest lasting cut as possible, and that's what's gonna take you to the next step as a barber. So for the front lineup, y'all know I like to plant in the middle. I like to work my way to one side, tap in the vertical bar, then do the C cut. So with his lineup, he has a lot of baby hairs, a lot of overgrowing hairs on his forehead, which isn't a bad thing. But make sure that when you do have clients like this, that you don't push them back. Obviously, you're gonna have to push them back, quote unquote, a little bit, but make sure that you don't take it too far back. Make sure that you use your imagination and give them a lineup that fits their head, and just be creative. This is gonna show your creativity as a barber. And then, so y'all see, I tap the line, and then I continue just to brush, and I'm not digging into the line. I'm not pushing it back any farther. I tapped it in. I got it established where I wanted it, and then I brush and I continue to brush and just hit any overhanging hairs that are hanging over the line I already established. I'm not pushing it back. I'm keeping it at the line I already established, and I'm just going over it multiple times. So like I said, it don't matter if he goes home, throws baby grease in his hair, and gets the brush, and his lineup is going to be solidified because I stretched the hair forward and I combed and I brushed every hair forward and cut it already. And your clients are they're gonna see that because their lineup is gonna be crispy. It's gonna be as crispy as it's ever been, and it's gonna last as long as it's ever been. So it's just gonna set you apart as a barber. So for his mustache, I just tap the top, tap the bottom, kept it pretty thick. He wanted to keep his mustache pretty thick. He wanted to keep everything pretty natural. So y'all see the lineup's already solidified. It's clean, crispy. I'm gonna throw some enhancements in here. So here goes some enhancements. I think these are enhanced. Like I said, if you've been watching my videos, y'all know that I vouch more for spray at this point. Well, I did before anyway. My 245 gun had broke on me, but I got it fixed, and I got a new gun. So I've been using that. Like in my new videos, y'all see I've been using it a lot more. But these are cool. If I had to say what the best would be use a liquid form and then apply some enhancements on top of it. But if I had to personally just choose one, I would choose to just use my 245 Beam Team cordless compressor with my nose rig. Shout out to Get Beam. Shout out to Chris Bossy on the whole 245 squad. I rock with 245. They're my guys. So right here, I rock with Chuka too. Chuka cool people. I've never met him in real life, but I've met a lot of people from 245 in real life, and I know they're solid. I know Chuka solid too. I know people who know him. So like I said, that was enhanced from Chuka. So y'all see my shirt once again. It says Fear God in Hebrew. I got it from Proverbs 1:7. My logo is on the back. That's my personal brand. Rock with me. Get in my DM and shop with me. But y'all see the end result. We took him from, man, looking crazy to got him right. Boy, this is like that. I told him he looked like Jason Tatum a little bit, like the football version of Jason Tatum. I was able to sit through this video with me, whether it was to learn something or just to watch and get satisfied. I hope that you did that. Appreciate y'all, and God bless.